Yeah, hard-fought win. I knew it coming in that Montana State they're a good basketball team, a veteran team, and I knew it wasn't going to be easy. I'm really proud of our players and the fight that they showed. It's funny. A lot of our guys don't even know the fight song at CU, so we sang it in the locker room. I had Evan kind of teach him it. But the fight part of this team obviously was on display tonight. We weren't great. It was kind of an ugly win, but they showed a lot of grit down the stretch defensively. I don't know where that defense was the first 30 minutes that I saw, the last 10 minutes, or 8 minutes maybe. We started switching, their ball screens. I probably should have done that a little earlier, but yeah, great hard-fought win against a really good team. I got a lot of respect for Montana State and their players and their coaching staff. I mean, Danny Sprinkle's done a heck of a job putting together a nice team.
Okay, questions for Coach?
Coach, obviously, probably a lot of stuff you want to get in the film room with your guys about and go over maybe some of that defense, but as you alluded to, the grit, resiliency, being able to come back in the second half like that, I imagine all very good signs for a kind of new-look team in the first game. I
think so, Pat. As we, our backs were against the wall, and I saw a little bit that in Nebraska and Lincoln when we got punched in the face. Our guys didn't quit; they didn't go away, but we've just got to understand it's a 40-minute game, and there's going to be ebbs and flows. Look, Raquan Battle hit a big-time tough three at the end of the halftime, right? It was good defense. And the little kid, hits the deep three. It reminded me of Texas A&M my first year. Had flashbacks, and as soon as he let it go, I'm like, that looks good, and it went in. And so those shots I'm not worried about. Like, that doesn't bother me. It's the ones where we're not guarding the ball or we're hand checking or they penetrate and kick to a three-point shooter. We don't switch. Our switching has got to get better. I mean, we gave up a minimum of 15 points tonight just in ball screen switches. And you're supposed to switch to take away threes. You're supposed to switch from taking away the roll. We didn't do a good job of that tonight. So there's a lot of things we got to get better at. Guarding the ball, post defense. I mean, there's a lot of things that Colorado needs to get better at, and our guys understand that, but that's what the film room's for. And now the games start coming, and so the balance between making sure we're improving and cleaning up what we learned tonight and getting ready for New Mexico is kind of a little bit of a delicate balance because we have to take days off. Like, we're off tomorrow. We should be because it's late, and I don't want to get up at 7:30 in the morning and wear these guys out. So they'll get rested tomorrow. We'll get 2 days of practice for New Mexico and get after it.
Eli Parquet, Coach, played 41 minutes tonight.
Yeah.
And I know at times maybe in the first half it wasn't exactly what you wanted, but as the game wore on, you can kind of tell me he looked really, really good, didn't he?
Yeah.
He started making some big plays.
He did. And Eli and Evan, our two seniors, we're going to lean on them a lot. We really are. And I don't like how the minutes we kind of stayed with those. Obviously, Lawson filed out. That's tough. But, KJ, we got to get him on the floor more. We didn't get Julian out there tonight. Luke O'Brien, I thought, gave us great minutes. I thought, the end of the first half, probably the last 6 to 8 minutes, our guys our bench did a great job. We didn't finish the half very well, but we got like a 4 or 5 point lead. Now it dwindled and went away because we didn't finish the half well, but for the most part, I thought the bench played pretty good there in that first half because we had Tristan with 2, Lawson with 2, Evan with 2. I was getting ready to put, Will Laughlin in, our big walk-on, who's a good player. But Luke O'Brien gave us good minutes in that first half.
Tad, I asked Eli about his game-tying three-pointer that sent the game to overtime, and he indicated that it wasn't a drawn-up play for him to take that shot.
Right.
Would you have, because Jabari had driven on that play and then decided to pass to Eli, would you have taken it too?
Yeah, coming out of that timeout, I said, okay, it was a play drawn up to a ball screen to get our guard downhill, get Evan rolling to the rim, and filling up with a shooter behind the ball screen. And I said, we'll take a quick 2, but if we get a wide open 3, we'll take that too. We just need to get a great shot. And that possession did not. It was kind of like a broken play, if you will. And Jabari, I thought, made a really, really heads-up play on the drive, kicking it out. And because at that point, there wasn't a lot of time, and that was a really astute play on his part. So, I say this all the time. Players make plays at the end of the games. Jabari made a great penetrating kick. Obviously, Eli, relocated, was shot ready, and knocked the shot down. But those two guys did a heck of a job. I had nothing to do with that. But the play originally was designed to get a quick 2 or a 3, whatever came quick. But we wanted to get it quick because if we didn't score, we got to get the clock stopped and go to the other end. So that went to overtime.
Tad, with Evan, take it or leave it, he had the 0 for 10 at Nebraska. Got in early foul trouble today, but he finished at 6 for 6, had some big rebounds, big plays down the stretch. It's an example of, I guess, a senior putting the team up, a little bit on his shoulders when it mattered.
Absolutely. And, Evan, the thing I love about Evan, he didn't let that 0 for 10 thing bother him. He knows what we're looking for, in terms of defense and rebounding and toughness and all the things that we stress. The 0 for 10s might happen. Nobody likes it, but he didn't let it faze him. He didn't let it bother his confidence. He got in the gym. I came to shoot around this morning. He had a big lather going at, 8:45 this morning. We shot around at 9, and he was getting shots up, and he just gets in the gym and works, and he believes in himself. So he didn't worry about the 0 for 10, and quite frankly, I didn't either, as long as he's taking good shots. Because I know Evan's worked on his game, much like Eli has, and a lot of our guys have in the offseason. Nick Clifford, I thought, was terrific tonight. The way he rebounded the ball, and he's our best rebounder in practice. I said it before, he's like a sixth starter, and he played starter minutes tonight. So really, really good effort, I thought, on his part.
Follow up on Neek, what you mentioned, but also when he grabs those rebounds, he really looks to push the pace.
Yes.
And he had that key sequence late in overtime where he had a block and a steal within a couple seconds there.
Yep.
Is that kind of that complete game that you needed to see from Neek last year, that he's adding towards, some of that offensive potential we all know he has?
Yeah, and look, last year wasn't his fault because he didn't get the chance last year. He didn't get the minutes last year. He got the minutes tonight. When he gets a defensive rebound, we want him to push it, and we want, KJ or Keyshawn or whoever else on the wing is in there with him to run but I want our guards and wings to get rebounds and push it. And Neek's a good ball handler, and he's a good passer, and he's a willing passer. I thought turnovers were an issue for us tonight. In the first half, I really challenged Jabari and Tristan because they had all of them for us in the first half. But in the second half, their teammates helped them out. They had some too. But 16 turnovers is too much against a high-quality team like this.
The stat line of your new point guard looks a lot like the stat line of your old point guard. You haven't really, I know you've been confident in Keyshawn, but I hear from a lot of fans worried about the post-McKinley era. But is this kind of what you expect out of Keyshawn? Yeah,
Keyshawn's going to be great. KJ Simpson's going to be great. Julian Hammond's going to be good. I mean, our point guard position is in good shape. It's just a matter of who can be consistent, and it might be a different guy on a different night. The only thing I get frustrated with Keyshawn is on the defensive end and rebounding the basketball. The two things that I bleed, as you guys know, is that he needs to help. And he tracked down an offensive rebound in the second half, a big one. Big time. I mean, we've got to have 5 guys rebound the ball defensively, and Keyshawn's got to be a big, because that's what McKinley did. McKinley was a great rebounding guard. So, again, room for improvement. But Keyshawn, I got confidence in Keyshawn. I got confidence in KJ, and I have confidence in Julian Hammond, even though he didn't play tonight. It's just hard to have a 10-man rotation sometimes.
Tad, to your point on the turnovers, both Keyshawn and Jabari had their fair share of costly turnovers at different points in regulation, but both of them kind of just kept their heads down and ended up making pretty big contributions down the stretch. Does that kind of encapsulate I know you talk about mental toughness a lot, but is that kind of a prime example of that?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's when, not letting that turnover affect the next play, and I thought they both did a good job of that. Now, obviously, Jabari's got to do a better job taking care of the ball, and a lot of his were driving and being off balance and not playing off 2 feet. But that's an adjustment to Jabari's game that he's going to make this year, and it's going to take time. It's not like you're just going to snap your fingers and he's penetrating like a point guard. But I think he learned tonight, and he learned within the game because that last play he made, he made a really good kick out. So yeah, mental toughness is being able to not be at your best, but not let the last play affect the next play, and I thought we did a good job of that tonight.
Anything else for Coach?
What's the key of what you guys are going to work on between now and Saturday?
Let me get a good night's sleep and answer that. I'll answer that question for you on Thursday, because right now I'm exhausted. I really am. I'm sure our players are too. So tomorrow's a good day off but I'll meet with our staff in the morning, and we'll start figuring out, again, finding the balance between learning from tonight in the film room and preparing for New Mexico. And that's what we'll do on Thursday and Friday. Thank you.